Hello there, so good to have you here with us for this episode of 2 Minute Moves TV to help you bust through the exercise, excuse and obstacles that are getting in your way of feeling good and living the life you want to live. I'm Lizzie Williamson, and next to me is someone who is on a mission to empower women, helping them feel more confident, comfortable and to take care of the planet at the same time. She is the creator and CEO of Modibodi, which creates these beautiful and amazing underwear and swimwear that helps make the unmentionable mentionable. She is a social advocate for women's health issues and rights. She is out there breaking taboos with her conversations and with her campaigns. She's just put another trophy on her shelf of many as this year's winner of the New South Wales Business Woman of the Year Award. She's a mum of three,
yeah.
Well, and anyone who I said I was coming to interview this woman said to me, oh, I love her. Kristy Chong, thank you for having me over.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I tell you what, you have got a solution to something that a lot of us shy away from talking about. It can feel a bit hard, and yet it's something that can really get in our way of being active. And in all your amazing Modibodi campaigns and Instagram feeds, which are my favourite, you call it, there's 3 P's, isn't there?
Yes,
there's
right,
there's what are they?
They're for period, P and perspiration.
Okay.
And actually we have a 4th now, pregnancy.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I can tick 3 of those boxes. not the pregnancy box, but I can tick 3 of them, as you might be able to as well. And most of us would just kind of suffer in silence about it, but you decided to do something about it.
Yes.
Can you take us to that time before Modibodi was invented? What was going on with you? Because you took it to the next level. You were running marathons. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. Oh, I did one. I did one. Yay, tick. I was a mother of 2 at that stage. I had started to suffer from bladder leakage, and it was on one of my runs that I sort of came to that conclusion that I've got a problem, and my underwear was failing me, and that the only solution was to wear these sort of eco-damaging, pretty ugly-looking disposable hygiene. And for me, that didn't seem like the right solution. So it was a simple idea, issue that I had, a big issue that I had that led to the idea behind Modibodi. So, yeah.
Did you talk to anyone about it?
I did. Yeah. I mean, initially, I did some research with family and friends, and then I made it a little bit wider than that. But the reaction I got at the start was that, I'm going to create this new brand of underwear that, can act like disposable hygiene as well, but be fashionable and comfortable and more sustainable than disposable hygiene. And the reaction I got was either, how would that work? Could that work? Or why didn't I think of that?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's when you know you're onto a good idea. Then why didn't I think about that? Was it hard for you to start to talk about it with people? Because I see you now up on stage accepting your speech for the Woman of the Year, Business Woman of the Year Award, and you talk about it with such confidence and grace. Was that always the case for you?
Look, I just felt so passionate about breaking down the taboo and giving women a better solution. I didn't even think about it. I never felt uncomfortable, but it's probably because I've had a mother who's been very open as well, so that's probably helped. But the media and the acceptance, that definitely was blocks at the start, but even that's starting to open up. We see discussions around periods in the media and menstruation, and even incontinence and bladder leakage. It's starting as well, so that's good news.
So how exactly does it work? Because I'm sure that's what everyone's thinking. I was talking to my daughter this morning when I was walking her to school, because they just had the menstruation tour.
Yes.
Right. And she said, here's my 2 options. And I said, you know what, you've got another option. And because they're all quite passionate about the landfill and saving the earth and that type of thing, they're quite aware at school. And so she was really excited to hear that was an option for her, other than because she wanted to wear pads, but that's landfill, which they're very concerned about.
That's really good. And we actually are part of a sustainable period project in which we're sending out kits, all of us sort of sustainable brands, to schools to start them understanding that there's other options to disposables. And we've also helped to change the syllabus as well, so that the discussion is becoming broader. So maybe not yet your daughter, but it will happen.
Love that. Yeah. Oh, we're up in the northern beaches.
You're all right.
We're out in the sticks. We haven't got it yet.
You will. So great. So yeah, I mean, look, this is the underwear here. We've got the full brief range.
I've got my G on.
Yeah, I've got my G on today because I've got my leggings and
I almost wore that same top. So
oh, did you? Oh,
I've actually got it in my bag.
I love it. It's so funny. That is very funny. And this is our high-waist bikini. So that's just two of our styles from the central range. But yeah, Lizzie, they basically work by, they wick moisture through from the top layer to an really absorbent middle layer, and there's a sort of waterproof film that prevents them going through to your clothes. But the whole garment is antimicrobial, so it rids any odour or bacteria, and they can hold anywhere from the light, which holds about 10 mils, up to 20 mils for our heavy. So a tampon holds about 5 to 10 mils,
right.
So it's fine to get you through sort of that 8 hours of the day. So yeah, that's how they work.
Wow.
Simple. And then you throw them in the wash and you hang them to dry. So very easy.
So simple. It can't have been a simple process, like to get from where you were there running your marathon to standing up on stage this year accepting that award. That can't have been simple. What has been your biggest personal struggle on this journey?
Yeah, look, because I'm a little bit of a control freak, I think it's definitely, I say to my staff and to anyone I meet, it's getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, because when you're growing and introducing a totally new category to disrupt very big players in the market, there's a lot of uncomfortable in that. There's a lot of not knowing the answers. So yeah, that's something that's been a big personal challenge for me, just to let go and to accept that I'm not always going to have the answers, and I can't always feel comfortable. So yeah, it's good.
So what's been the work that you've done? Like, what has been the thing that you do every day, or some sort of practice or tool or step that has helped you with that?
I think that's really, I mean, for me, I suppose it's about pre-planning, and that helps. So when I'm feeling really uncomfortable, I put it down on paper or onto a spreadsheet, and I just really understand, is this true comfort? Is this true uncomfortable? Or is this just me, getting into my own head and worrying for no reason? So that really helps, just to see it on paper and to really break it down into small parts.
So the planning of it.
The planning and just seeing it, because sometimes I think stress is artificial. We make it ourselves because we're holding it all in here instead of actually having it somewhere, and planning it as well. So yeah.
Have you always been a planner, or is that something you've learnt to do?
No, I'm a planner.
Yeah. That's just in you.
That's in me, yeah, that definitely is.
Because I really love hearing these amazing words of wisdom from people like you, living these big full lives, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And we hear that, we go, yes, that's what I want to do. But it's really nice to kind of, I guess, scrape it back a bit and go, but how do you actually do that? Because you might be watching and think, yes, I want to be like that. And so it's nice to kind of know that process. So it's the planning. Do you do mindset work?
Oh look, I should do more of that, but I think exercise plays a big part for me. So going for a run, because I'm on my own, there's no one telling me what to do, like in a class. So sometimes that really helps, but also like the balance of doing class exercise as well, where I have to just follow the lead.
Yes,
so
the mindfulness
of just being really present, listening to someone else. But the runs give me the opportunities to tick through all the ideas and feel clear by the end of it. So that definitely exercise is a big part of it. I think sometimes just being able to look yourself in the mirror and just say it's okay. I'm still here. I'm doing okay. And that sounds weird, maybe.
No,
but
I love it.
I actually like doing that when I'm having those struggling moments, to actually really see myself. So that also helps.
Because we're hard on ourselves, aren't we?
Very hard, yes.
And I think we're hard on ourselves the way we act. I think we're really hard on ourselves the way that we look. And I guess when I look through Instagram or Facebook, I can look through and end up just going, I just feel terrible about myself.
Yeah.
And then Modibodi comes on and I feel so much better about myself. I feel so much better for all women out there, because your campaigns really show women in their realness, in all their glory, their diversity, in their, all shapes and sizes.
Yes.
So, pretty much everyone else does what's expected of the model wearing the underwear. How did all of this come about? What was the reason behind you doing these campaigns?
I mean, I'm an honest person as much as, well, I believe I'm quite an honest person. And I've worked for a lot of corporates, and I've seen the lack of transparency and the lack of honesty, and I didn't want to create the same brand. I didn't want young girls or women to continually be fed this lie. And I was told, it's not going to be aspirational enough, and you're dealing with these, these icky issues. So you need to put these beautiful models, of this certain, size 6, whatever, blonde. And I just went, no, because that's lying. And I'm all about being open and breaking down taboos, so why would I do that? And I think we managed to pull it off. I think it was challenging, and I went against what everyone said, but I felt hand on my heart I was being true to myself, and what I would want if I had a daughter, I have boys, I'd want them to see as well.
Yeah, that's totally what I want my girls to see.
Yeah.
When you go against what everyone else says, what do you have to do in those moments?
Rock your ears.
Really?
And I don't know, I'm not really one for saying trust your instincts, because I'm not really that in touch with my instincts. I always think that I could be way more in touch. But it's just back yourself and then see how it goes, I think I knew, and I was speaking to my friends and family, I felt the timing was right. I wouldn't have said that, maybe doing this 10 years ago, but with social media, it's definitely allowed brands like myself and our brand to thrive. So we're not dealing with, billboards and mainstream media who are blocking and not allowing that to happen still. So yeah, people like you, are helping that change.
And the reaction of people when they see, your amazing campaigns?
Oh, positive, overwhelmingly positive. Occasionally you get the trolls, but majority of women are saying thank you. So that's I think from the very beginning, and that's encouraged us to keep going. So yeah,
it's so much bigger what you're doing in a way, is it? And it's as often the case of someone doing something, that is fabulous, that it becomes bigger than the product itself. Yeah, and when you were developing Modibodi, did you imagine that would be the case?
No. I think when you start out, and I don't come from the textile industry at all, I don't come from a fashion background, I don't come from femme hygiene, but I've got a PR and marketing background. For me, I was just focused on creating a great product. And that's why it took me 18 months to get the product, the fibre technology developed, and another 6 months of prototype testing. So 2 years before I even took it to the market. So that's all I focused on. And then, that's just small steps like that at the time. I'm not thinking about the change that this could potentially have at that stage. Yeah, just the product.
Because a lot of people would say to themselves, well, I don't know anything about tech, so I can't create a product. What did you ever think that to yourself?
No.
Well, you just went out and did it?
No, I just didn't. I think the passion, and I'm being really honest, and the interest. I'm naturally a problem solver, so I should say that. I'm naturally a problem solver, and I'm naturally an activator, so I like achieving stuff.
And a planner.
So
those someone we want to know.
I think those things just, and then this idea that just couldn't leave me, led me just to keep going. But I was easy on myself, and I think I'd say that to any person or woman out there starting her own business. Like, you don't have to, you see in the media, here, there's this successful business, aren't they wonderful? But all that backstory, it takes time to get there. So, go easy on yourself. Be as patient as possible, but also understand that it's a journey to get there, and it's not going to happen for the few out there. It happens in a year or two, but for most of us, it's a longer journey than that. So
you might be looking at Kristy and thinking, oh my goodness, this woman has got a lot going on, and yet she says that she goes out for jogs and goes to classes, and the biggest thing that I hear from women is no time when it comes to exercise. So how do you make this part of your life, the exercise? How do you make it part?
It's really, it's always been a part of my life, so I suppose that's easier for me. Like, I was encouraged to play sport from a very young age, and I've carried that through. I will say, more recently it probably has not been as great. I probably could do a lot more, but I'm also easy on myself. I just say, at this stage I can probably commit to 2 to 3 times per week. But I think there's other ways, Lizzie, of doing it, and I'm conscious of those simpler ways of building exercise into your life. So whether it's, getting out and walking with the kids, when I'm around the house, just, sitting down and doing some more stretches and things like that. So I do feel there's other ways to incorporate it beyond the, I have to go for a half an hour run, or I have to go to do, my extend bar class as well. So, yeah.
Because a lot of people would also say that when you're working a lot and really ambitious and going for it, when you're not doing that, you feel really guilty if you're not with your kids.
Yes.
Do you get any of that sort of feeling?
Yes, I do, but I don't know. I feel I have quality time with my children. I do the drop-offs for school, so I get them in the morning. I don't work far from my home, so that's great as well. I do feel guilt, but overall I feel quite nourished on both levels of my life, my family, and on my work life. So yeah, and I just love my work so much, so I think they understand that. I don't know, we'll see in a few years.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. It feels like you've got such a drive. What do you think, how would you sum up that drive? What is it that is driving you?
Gosh, that is a really, really good question. For me, honestly, it is to provide women with a better solution to really, really make a social impact. And yeah, that's it. So yes, I'm building a sustainable and hopefully profitable business, and that will return. But having some sort of social impact is the key driver. It has to be.
And what's exciting you the most at the moment that's going on with Modibodi?
Oh, there's lots of innovation.
Doesn't have to be just one thing.
There's lots of innovation, so stay tuned over the next 6 months. But we've just expanded into the UK and into Europe.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So that's great. So there's always teething issues because we're a sort of fast-growing company. But that keeps me on my toes, and I like that challenge. Yeah.
So, speaking of being on your toes,
you're gonna make me.
We're gonna get up, and because jumping, I don't know if you do any jumping.
Yeah. No,
okay. Yeah. Jumping can be a bit of a challenge when you have some, leakage. You might not feel like it when you've got your period, and it is actually something that's really, really good for your bones, and our bone density decreases as we get older. So if you can get a few jumps into your day, or a little bit of impact, if your body obviously is up for it, then it is a really, really great thing to do. It's also a really good way to get some energy in. So if you're there sitting in front of your computer or just sitting down a lot, this idea of just getting up and having a bit of a cardio interval in your day can really help you with your focus, with your productivity, with your ideas and those great aha moments. If you can't get out there for a jog or a run or something like that. So I'm wearing my Modibodi. You got yours on?
Mine, so it's fine.
I'm going to show you a few modifications with some of these because sometimes our bladders just will not cope. So I'll do some modifications, and shall we do it?
Yep.
All right, let's get on up. All right. We are going to start pretending we've got a skipping rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
An example that you don't necessarily need to have fancy equipment or any equipment at all to get a bit of cardio in. Yeah, okay. Yep. So you got your skipping rope. Okay, I'm gonna show you 3 ways that you can skip. Your first one is the toughest one, right? Feet together. Can you do that?
I can.
I can't do that. Okay, the modification of that is you go side to side there. Yeah, does that feel a bit nicer?
That's nicer.
Yeah? Okay, and that's that one. Or if that is just too strong still, you can just do a little step. Because something is actually so much better than nothing when it comes to this type of thing. So I would go for like 30 seconds of this, and then we're going to attempt some star jumps.
Oh, no.
You ready? Okay, 2 versions of your star jumps. Full version of star jumps. We go out and in. Oh, she can do it. Look at her go. Out and in there.
I'm very controlled.
Out and in. Okay, if you still want to do star jumps because you want to feel like you're back in the schoolyard and it just feels so fun, what you're going to do is do one foot, then the other foot. Yeah, so that's your modification. Does that feel nice?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good, huh? So that's what you do. And then you go back to your little skip. Maybe you turn that into a little jog there. Yeah, maybe you do your full jumps, little tough jumps. Woo!
Look at you
So
go.
okay, that's it for me. That's my limit. Just felt my limit. Just felt my Modibodi's working. And then we go for another 10-star jump. Should we do it?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. And the great thing about moves like these is they actually also can put a nice little smile on your face. And who doesn't want that?
Exactly.
Okay, remember your modifications. One at the other. Yeah, that's it. So that idea, just like having that little burst of cardio and a little bit of fun in your day.
Awesome.
Get yourself a pair of these Modibodis. You actually will not know what you did before you discovered them. And where can everyone discover you that they haven't already?
Oh, well, you can go
Can
to
you talk?
Modibodi.com. I know, I'm looking a little bit out of breath, but I feel good. Look, yeah, no, Modibodi.com. You know, that's where we are.
Yeah, and make sure you go to the Instagram as well.
Yes.
Modibodi, M-O-D-I.
Yes, Instagram.
B-O-D-I. Instagram and Facebook, yeah. But you'll love that Instagram feed. It's so fantastic. And if you have had something in this episode that's really resonated with you, share it with us. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment there and like and share this episode to your friends so they can see it as well. If you want episodes like this one and the upcoming ones to your inbox, then head to 2minutemoves.com/live TV. Pop in your details there and I will send them to you. And I hope what this has done for you is really remind you that there are all these little things that you can do that make a big difference to getting you moving your precious body, to being able to live the life that you want to live. We come up with all these reasons and excuses and things, but there are ways to bust through them, and you shared with us some wonderful ones today. So thank you so very much for that. And thank you for bringing Modibodi out to all of us. Yeah.
Thanks for getting me doing some moving.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, and we'll see you for another episode very soon. Bye.
Bye.